Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. All right, you guys, so I'm just warning you ahead of time that Blue is out, and he's got this new thing where he barks at every single little thing. It's driving me crazy. I'm gonna try to edit it out as much as I can. But I need to get through this video. It's been a very busy day. I have been running like a chicken with his head cut off. Trying to get ready for Christmas and all of that. So anyway, you guys, no more further ado, let's get started. First story, the Meg and Tory case, or as some of you guys have pointed out so annoyingly, it's the state versus Tory Lanez. Mama named him Daystar Peterson. Anyway, you guys, the trial is over. I believe today was going to be the closing arguments. The defense started yesterday their closing arguments and will continue on today. And also the prosecution will do their closing arguments, then it'll be turned over to the jury. Okay, so as I am speaking, all that should be happening today. I guess depending on how long the prosecution's closing statements are. But anyway, you guys, if you've been following the damn case, it is a mess. I kind of expect it to be a not guilty verdict from the jury because I don't know if I feel like the prosecution has, now, I mean, definitely Meg has been shot. That was established. Okay, she did have the bullet fragments in her feet or whatever, but we don't know who shot her. We had Kelsey get up there and all of a sudden have amnesia, cannot remember a lot of things. Turned out she was not a credible witness. You guys know that there is gunpowder residue on both of their hands, both Tory Lanez and Kelsey's hands. His DNA is not on the magazine though. I don't know whose gun it is. They haven't said that, or if they did, I missed it. I thought originally that they told us that it was his gun, but now I'm not sure whose gun it was. There was all this talk about Kelsey's bag, okay? When they had E.J. King come on the stand, he actually said that they packed their bags, or she packed her bag, and then they went to the car when they left the Kylie's house, and he remembered putting the bag in the trunk of the SUV. Now you guys know that a trunk SUV is usually open. You can reach in the back there and get it. Okay, if you're in that second seat and you're in the second row, I should say. So at some point during all of the melee, Kelsey's bag ended up from the trunk area onto the back seat of the car. When we got the eyewitness, Mr. Kelly, I believe is his name. He is the person that lives in the home where they actually stopped the vehicle and, you know, continued on with the fighting out there. He was the witness and saw. And amongst many other things, he did say that he felt like Kelsey fired the first shot. And then there was some sort of struggle over the gun. And Tory Lanez ended up with the gun, shot the gun 5 times wildly, 4 or 5 times. And you can look at that a few ways, Blue. And you can look at that a few ways, okay? Either now remember she was drunk, Meg was drunk, Tory was drunk, okay? She could have gone and went in there, got her gun and shot at Meg. And Tory Lanez and her could have gotten into a struggle, him taking the gun, and he could have shot the gun in the air because it was just so much fucking confusion and fighting and everybody. The man said everybody was fighting, including the driver, okay? So you could look at it that way, or she could have shot the gun at Meg. He went and got the gun from her and to continue shooting at Meg, or the gun could have gone off while they were struggling. It's a lot of different ways that this could have played out. And we just will never know. I'm assuming that the angle, wherever they were, at the back of this man's house, there weren't any cameras that actually captured what happened. So we have to go by the eyewitness testimony as well as the other witnesses, Kelsey, Tory, Meg, and what they say. What we didn't know was that they actually beat up Meg. I don't know if she maybe didn't even remember that. Everybody was so drunk, and this is what I said from the very beginning, is that everybody was so drunk that I don't even know if everyone really remembers clearly what happens. The only thing that is is that we can count on, that we know for sure, is that she was shot. Okay. Other than that, I don't know if they've proven the case. And there is some reasonable doubt there as to who did it, especially with Kelsey wanting to make sure that she got immunity. It's just all of these things that it makes it seem like you can't really tell who did what. It is interesting that Tory Lanez's DNA is not on the magazine. It is interesting that the bag ended up from the trunk into the backseat of the car. The whole thing. And I believe that Tory Lanez must feel pretty good in where he stands as far as this case is going, because they actually was going to put the driver on the stand yesterday, but the prosecution wanted to add another week onto the case so that they can, because they didn't know that this guy was going to come on, that the defense was going to call him as a witness. And so the prosecution wanted to prepare for this man. And Tory Lanez was like, no, I want this case to be over. Just forget about it. We don't have to put him up on the stand. Blue, what are you doing? Y'all, it's so cold outside. I think he's going stir crazy from being in the house. I can't be out in that cold. Like, it's just too cold. And so we don't go on our walks the way that we normally do. And I think the nigga is just gone crazy. Like, he just been off the chain for like a week. And anyway, just get through the video. So anyway, like I said, it'll be interesting to find out what the jury comes back with. I don't know if you could say it would be a mistrial. It just seems like everybody is lying, or there's nobody that has really specifically put that gun in his hand other than Mr. Kelly. But Mr. Kelly, like I said that both Kelsey and Tory shot the gun. So, which makes sense because they have the residue on their hands. So yeah, I don't know, but I feel like the prosecution or the police department, the investigators, I feel like the ball was dropped so many ways because they didn't, they messed up the crime scene. They didn't get all of the evidence that they needed from the crime scene. They didn't test, there was a lot of things that they didn't do as far as Kelsey was concerned, because they felt like Tory was their man. So whereas they could have actually been investigating Kelsey as well, they didn't. And so a lot of things have gone by the wayside, and Kelsey could have, she actually could be she could have been. All I know is when Mr. Kelly said that they both, everybody beat up Meg, and then the driver said that the police was coming. They picked her up and put her back in the car. Like, everybody was so fucked up. Child, I don't know. But anyway, I really don't know if I feel like he will be found guilty. And we'll see. We'll see. Maybe by the time this video goes up Friday morning, maybe the verdict will be in, okay? And I don't know, maybe I might have to do a quick little top of the blogs extra. We'll see, you guys. I'll just have to see how fantastic, the news is when they do drop that verdict. But anyway, that's what's going on right now, you guys. The case has just been, I'm telling you, it's been riveting TV, for sure. I have watched that Lawyers for Workers, is that what his name is? The guy, he tells such a good story, and he's just made it all very interesting, following the case. But We'll see. We'll see. That's all we can do. We can just wait for the verdict to come in. What do you guys think, though? Do you guys think that they've proven their case? I mean, I don't know if we've learned anything different. I mean, we learned a lot. Let me take that back. We definitely learned a lot. However, we already knew that Meg had been shot. We just didn't know who did it. And I think we still don't know that. But I think that Kelsey could have had probably a case against Kelsey as well. You know, I think they chose the person that Meg said that she thought shot her. But of course, her back was to them when the shots first rang out. When she turned around, by the time she turned around, he was shooting the gun. But like Mr. Kelly said, the girl shot the gun first. Okay, so it's a lot. It's a lot. But you guys tell me what you think about the case. What do you think is going to happen? Are they going to find him guilty or not guilty? Or are we going to end this in a mistrial? You guys let me know. All right, you guys, next story up. So, Bishop robbery. Shout out to Jay Lee's Corner. Child, 44-year-old Bishop Lamore Whitehead was charged with committing fraud by bilking $90,000 from a member of his congregation, okay, under the guise that he would help her buy her first home in the cutthroat New York market. That woman's name is Pauline Anderson, okay, and she said that he didn't live up to his end of the bargain. He did not do what he said he was going to do as far as helping her buy a home in New York. She pulled this money out of her retirement, all of her retirement savings. She gave the money to him with the hopes that he was going to help her get this home. She didn't get the home. Did he return the money? No, he did not. What he did is he went and bought himself a home in New Jersey. And we believe that he might have used Miss Anderson's money, her retirement savings, her life savings. They also say that he used the money that he got from her, amongst other congregation members, to buy jewelry, to buy clothing, other luxury items, cars, all of that. They also say that he was trying to extort a businessman out in New York. And he told the guy that he'd give him $5,000 and that he would, help him get like these contracts in New York that's hard to get, and other real estate business type things. Well, you guys know what? Hold on. My notes say that he tried to get the man to give him $500,000, not $5,000. And they say that he's been doing this to a lot of people. So the feds have stepped in. They arrested him. And it looks like the self-proclaimed bishop of Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries has found himself landed up in the jail. Well, he's out now, you guys. He's already posted his bail and he's out. He's already done a numerous amount of videos, of course, talking about him being innocent and how he's got the Lord and the lawyers on his side, and that they are going to clear his name. I think it was just a matter of time before this happened. He was so flashy. You would have thought that with all of the shit that he has been doing, after that robbery happened, that he would have, kind of laid low. But that's not what he did. He capitalized off of that. It was like he was addicted to the fame, even if it was negative fame. He was just addicted to the fact that he could get on social media. People knew who he was, and he's arguing with folks and he wants to sue bloggers and vloggers and all of that. And just a disgrace, child, just a disgrace. We saw videos of him wrestling congregation members out of his church and a lot. And don't get me started on the church. This man who supposedly has all of this money and everything in his church was really just a storefront, and barely put together, no baby shower folding chairs as the pews, and just all of that, you guys. It's a shame, but I think that we all saw it coming. I just wonder, how is it that he has a church, and that the people really do follow and believe in him with all of the things that they know about him? Oh my God, blindly following somebody who is not right. I don't know. But let me tell you something. God don't like ugly. And he was like, nigga, you out here scamming folks and taking money from them and all of this. We gonna make sure that, you know, we take care of you, honey. It all comes out in the wash. Okay, like my mama would say. It all comes out in the wash, and now he finds himself facing these charges, federal charges. And you guys know that if he's found guilty, that he will definitely spend that time, most of that time, 95% of that time in jail. As a matter of fact, the FBI Assistant Director Michael J. Driscoll said, if you are willing to attempt to obtain funds through false promises or threats, the FBI will ensure that you are made to face the consequences for your actions in our criminal justice system. Okay? And that's on hallelujah. His wife better be making some plans, because I feel like they are going to definitely make sure that they get Bishop Whitehead for everything that they can, okay? He just been doing the most. And I think he's been getting on most people's nerves. So, yeah, sis better, you know, they got that brand new baby or the young baby and all of that. Girl, you better be ready. Anyways, you guys, that's that on that. We'll see what happens with the bishop, as he so lovingly calls himself. You know, you can't trust a nigga that talk about themselves in the third person all the time. You know, they arrested the bishop. The bishop did go to jail, but the bishop is out now, and the bishop has the Lord and... Anyway, we'll see what happens, and when I know more, you'll know more. All right, you guys, next story up. Boy, some of you guys are going to be awful upset about this, but, you know, this TikTok situation, the security of the nation has many of the states feeling like they don't even want to fuck with TikTok. Okay, we have 19 states out of the 50 so far that have decided that they will not allow TikTok on their government computers because they believe that it is a security threat. We know that TikTok is a Chinese-based app, and the government is afraid that TikTok could be using that information that is gathered from TikToks to track Americans and the things that Americans are doing. And if it is on government computers and government phones and things like that, then they could very easily hack into that government system and wreak havoc. So we have 19 states, like I said, that have banned it altogether. Congress, there are many in Congress who have said, let's ban TikTok altogether. Apparently TikTok and the U.S. government have had many talks to try to figure out how they can come to a happy medium on this, because TikTok maintains that they are not giving the secrets away, that they are not hacking into the TikTok users, database, and that they are not trying to be a part of this. They're saying that this is like a political that they've attached the political part of it to this app unfairly. And, they don't want it to be removed from the United States. Now, TikTok has over 100 million users, and that is a lot of people's information. That is a lot of people's information. So I can see why the government is concerned. Of course, the Chinese government, or the Chinese app, I should say, the Chinese app does not want the United States to pull out from the app because I'm sure that a good amount of their users are Americans. But it's happening in other countries. We know that India has decided to ban TikTok altogether. Okay. And I'm expecting, if they can't come to some sort of agreement, there'll probably be more countries that will do the same. There's going to be a lot of upset people if they get rid of TikTok. I mean, people use it for so many things, just for fun, but also for business purposes as well. And so it's going to be something. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, TikTok might be on the chopping block. All right, you guys, this next story is sort of like a follow-up story on this YSL case, you guys. The RICO charges that have been brought on Young Thug. Mama named him Jeffrey Williams. I told you guys last week that Gunna, mama named him Sergio Giovanni Kitchens, that he was released after pleading guilty to one count of the RICO charge, whatever it was. I don't think I put it down. But you guys know that the only thing that he pled guilty to was being a part of the YSL label. The government is calling it a gang. Gunna has always said that he felt that it was just a label of people coming together with common interest to put out the music and everything. Okay, so that was last week. Well, we've had a few more people get out of jail this week. We have Little Duke, mama named him. I think that this is what his name is because it was hard trying to find these folks' names. I believe his name is Arnold Martinez. He has been let out of jail this week. We have Young Thug's brother, Unfook, mama named him Quintavious Greer. I said he looked like he might have been a Quintavious. And then we had Slime Life Shouty, mama named him Wunny Lee. And I thought Wunny Lee was actually a rap name or not his real name too, but apparently that's what they say his real name. Slime Life Shouty is Mr. Wunny Lee. Anyway, those three are the newest people to get out of jail, all that pled guilty to that one charge of being a part of YSL, and they are now free. Let me give you guys what the real charge is. They pled guilty to one count of violating Georgia's RICO Act and a count of theft by reception of stolen property. That was what Unfook did, okay? He ended up getting a 12-year sentence. But this is how it broke down. So he's already time served, 2 years he's been in jail. They gave him the 2 years time served and he will be on probation for 10 years. Okay, that's a long ass time to be on probation, honey. Ask Meek Mills. You get caught up in the system because you can't do nothing wrong, or else they end up tacking more time on you, just end up staying on probation. But anyway, I'm sure he's willing to do that as opposed to staying in jail any more time. So Unfook is out. He's got to do that. He also has to maintain a curfew. He has to stay away from his brother, Young Thug, and other people that are also in the YSL label, gang, whatever you want to call it. He has to do community service. And I'm believing that the others got something similar along those lines too. Maybe not as long or whatever. Maybe didn't get all the other charges, the other charge that he got, but they all had to plead guilty to the RICO Act charge. Like last week with them saying that Gunna had snitched, now we've got people saying that the brother snitched and Mr. Slime Life Shouty snitched and what was the other one? Lil Duke snitched. And they're all saying that they did not snitch. As a matter of fact, Unfook said, and I quote, "Damn, people really think I told on my own brother, SMH. Show me in my paperwork I told on anybody, LOL." Then he went on to say that he ain't entertaining none of this shit any longer. You guys have, a blessed day, and he was done. And that's pretty much what everybody has said. Everybody has said that they did not snitch, that all they had to do is admit that they were a part of YSL and that they were gone, because the big fish that they are trying to catch and keep is Young Thug. Okay, everybody has been saying that Young Thug has been holding it down. He's the only one that hasn't taken a plea deal. He's the only one that hasn't said, well, his lawyer would like you to know that they did not offer him a plea deal. That's the reason why he hasn't said anything else, okay? Because the DA is determined to pin all of whatever was going on Young Thug. We still don't even really know exactly what proof that they have. The case hasn't even happened yet, okay? And as people are getting out of jail and going on about their business, it's starting to look like, they are really trying to make sure that Young Thug is the one that goes down for all of the things and the crimes that they say that YSL was a part of. So it seems that maybe the prayers of Akbar V has has some weight to it as the YSL members are getting out of jail. But apparently God ain't picking up the phone when she talks to him about a Young Thug, because he is in jail and it looks like they are not trying to let him out. Did you guys see on the news that when he was in court, I guess for whatever reason, somebody had hacked the Zoom and they were showing gay pornography on there. I was just like, boy, people ain't never gonna be right, child. So I don't even know what came of that court session that day. But anyway, like I said, we still don't know. We don't really know exactly what they say. I mean, we know what they say he did, but we still don't. We got to wait till the case comes. And it doesn't look like Young Thug is planning on pleading guilty to anything. So I believe that they will have a case. And we'll see what happens there, you guys. But yeah, that's the latest. They letting them niggas out, honey. All right, you guys, next story. So I haven't talked much about Tia&Cory and the Cory Hardrick divorce that is currently happening. We did talk about it when she first said it, and then I just was so irritated because it seemed like she was just listen, I understand sometimes marriages don't work and you just be like, I got to get out of this and the shit is over. And when you know it's over, it's over. But the way that she was just going on and on afterwards, it was just sort of like, girl, are you having a celebration? It was just like, I was so tired of hearing her talk about it on red carpets and interviews and talk shows and all of this stuff. It was just sort of like, the whole thing just really got on my nerves. I didn't like the way that she approached it. But hey, it's her life, it's her marriage, it's her divorce. But I just was like, I ain't really got nothing else to say about it. But now that the divorce is happening and they are trying to figure some things out, you guys wanted me to talk about it. So, okay, here goes. So, Cory Hardrick wants spousal support. Well, that's not exactly right. What they're saying is he wants to challenge the prenup that they signed on April 14th, 2008. Okay? Because I guess he finds that some of the things that they agreed to back then doesn't really make sense for him today. Okay, so he wants to challenge he wants the court to determine the validity of the prenup. All right. But what they have come up with so far is they will share joint custody of the children. They have a daughter and a son together. And what he has done is he has left the boxes unchecked for whether or not he is going to request spousal support. Okay, so he's left the option open. He didn't check yes or no. He's just left it empty. So we'll see what happens there. Cory denies that they had irreconcilable differences, which is interesting because you don't usually hear people say that. I don't think that Cory 100% wanted to get this divorce, that it was a decision that Tia made. And of course, he can't force her to stay married to him. But he says on his end, a lot of people were saying that he was cheating. And he came out and said, no, that's not true. I was not cheating on her. And we ain't had nobody turn up that said that they were having an affair with him. That doesn't mean everything. But in this day and age, it does mean a lot. Because, bitches, the side bitches will show up in a minute. Okay. So he denied that he was having an affair and that this was something that whatever Tia was going through, that she decided on her own. He's got to go along with it because, like I said, you can't force a person to stay married to you, right? So that's why he wants to challenge this. He wants to challenge the validity of the prenup. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, you guys, Tia, I don't know if you guys was watching the way that she was, the way that things was going down. I just was like, girl, I can't with you and all of this. This nigga was celebrating like she was, that girl was celebrating like she had graduated or something. Remember she said she graduated from her marriage? And I was just like, girl, let me stop. Let me just move on to the next story. But yeah, we'll see what happens, honey. They were supposed to be celebrating Christmas together. I don't know what's going to happen now that, you know, because she said that they're always family. They're going to always be family because they have kids together. But now that this then came, now that they done lowered this down on us, I don't know if Cory and T will be spending Christmas holiday together. Maybe they will. But yeah, you guys, that's what's happening there. The divorce is underway, but we got to check a few things out first. That's what Cory said. All right, you guys, next story up. So your boy Trey Songz, mama named him Tremaine Neverson. Child, this Negro stays in trouble, don't he? And it's a shame because I'm telling you, them first couple of albums from Trey Songz, I mean, oh my God, just quality, just stayed in rotation. I mean, just brings back so many memories, you guys. Anyway. What a fall from grace, right? Because it seemed like every few weeks I'm talking to you guys about something else that Mr. Trey Songz did. The nigga has a temper unlike no other. Remember when he tore up the stage when he was performing? Okay. That he likes to beat up on women, apparently. Well, allegedly, I should say. Allegedly, he's had all of these cases where he either has beat a woman up or sexually assaulted a woman. And you know, he doesn't seem to get in trouble for these things, but on this case in particular, it seems like at least we know for sure that it happened. Okay. So apparently back in October, he was at a bowling alley in New York, was it? I'm not sure where he was, but he was in a bowling alley and he got into some sort of confrontation with a woman there. In the bathroom, apparently, he punched the woman numerous times, dragged her by her hair, and the woman was visibly bloodied and beaten up, so she went to the hospital and had to get treated for injuries or whatever, but she's pressing charges. Okay, now we just knew about that woman. We did talk about this a couple of months ago, but now there's another guy that's saying that he also was hit by Trey Songz, said that he didn't say anything back in October for whatever reason, but now that old girl has pressed the charges, so is the guy. So Trey Songz ended up turning himself in. He ended up getting given a desk appearance ticket and was released. I know one thing, Trey Songz' lawyer, Mitch Schuster, got to be the busiest motherfucking lawyer on this earth. Listen, between Trey Songz, the baby, even though the baby has calmed down lately, Tory Lanez, it just seems like there is a group of people, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, okay? It's just a group. It's a handful of men that stay in fucking trouble, and that the lawyers, I know that them pockets got to be fat and deep dealing with the bullshit that these folks be doing. But yeah, Trey, of course, is claiming that he is innocent and that he expects to be fully cleared of any wrongdoing, but he wanted to abide by the law. So he turned himself in, got the ticket, went on about his business. Child, let me ask y'all, do you guys believe that Trey Songz is capable of beating this woman up, hitting her in her face and dragging her by her hair? Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would be surprised if we found out that he really did do it. So yeah, Trey comes with a whole lot. He a whole lot, ain't he?